Welcome back to online teaching of science lecture of Standard 8. Today we are going to learn lesson number 19, Life Cycle of Stars. Our solar system is situated in a galaxy. A galaxy is a collection of billions of stars. Their planetary systems and interstellar clouds which are present in the empty spaces between stars. The universe is made up of innumerable such galaxies. Galaxies differ in structure and shape. We can divide them into three types: spiral, elliptical, and irregular galaxies. Our galaxy is a spiral galaxy and is called the Milky Way and Mandakini. You can observe in this picture, that is the figure of spiral galaxy. How did we obtain all this information about the universe? If we look at the sky at night, we see only planets and stars. Then, how did we get information about the other components of the universe? You know telescope? Yes, several telescopes are placed on the surface of the earth, while some others are kept aboard man-made satellites which are orbiting the earth in fixed orbits. As these telescopes are situated above the Earth's atmosphere, they can observe astronomical objects more effectively. Stars are gigantic spheres of hot gas. Hydrogen makes up for 72% of the mass of the Sun, while helium is 26%. The rest 2% is made up of elements heavier than helium. The mass of the Sun is about 3.3 lakh times that of the Earth, and its radius is 100 times that of the Earth. Other stars have masses between 1 upon 10 into mass of the Sun upon 10 that of the Sun, and 100 times that of the Sun, 100 mass of the Sun, and their radii can between 1 upon 10 to 1000 times the radius of the Sun. Birth of stars. Huge clouds of gas and dust are present in the empty spaces between stars in a galaxy. These are called interstellar clouds. In this picture of such clouds taken by the Hubble Space Telescope, scientists use the unit of light year for measuring large distances. A light year is the distance traveled by light in 1 year. As the speed of light is 3 lakh km per second, the light year is equal to 9.5 into 10 raised to 12 km. The sizes of interstellar clouds are about a few light years. That is, light takes a few years to go from one end of a cloud to the other. From this you can imagine the huge size of the cloud. Due to some disturbances, these clouds starts contracting. Because of the contraction, their density starts increasing and their temperature also starts to increase, and a dense sphere of hot gas is formed from the cloud. Once the temperature and density at the center of the sphere increase sufficiently. Nuclear energy means energy generated through the fusion of atomic nuclei. Generation starts there. Because of this energy generation, the gas sphere becomes self-luminous and a star is formed, or we can say that a star is born. In the sun, this energy is generated by the fusion of hydrogen nuclei to form helium nuclei. This means that the hydrogen at the center of the star acts as a fuel and energy is generated by the burning of this fuel. Do you know light takes about 1 second to reach us from the moon, while it takes 8 minutes to reach us from the sun. It takes 4.2 years to reach us from the star Alpha Centauri, which is the star closest to the sun. Stability of stars. If we burn an incense stick in one corner of a room, the fragrance spread all over the room instantly. Similarly, when we remove the lid of a vessel containing boiling water, the steam spreads in the surrounding region. This means that the hot gas spreads everywhere. Then why doesn't the hot gas in the star disperse in space? And why have the properties of the sun remained unchanged over the last 4.5 billion years? What is the answer? The answer of this question is the gravitational force. Because of the gravitational force. The gravitational force between the gas particles of the star keeps these particles together. If the gravitational force, which is constantly trying to bring the gas particles close together, and the pressure of the hot gas, which is constantly trying to disperse the gas, are balanced, then the star remains stable. The gravitational force is acting inwards or towards the center of the star, which the gas pressure is acting outwards, that is away from the center of the star. Evolution of stars. Evolution of star means change in its properties with time resulting in its passing through different stages. We have seen that the properties of the sun have not changed in the past 4.5 billion years. Stars evolve very slowly for most of their lifetime. As stars are continuously emitting energy, their energy is constantly decreasing. For their stability to remain intact, that is for maintaining a balance between the gas pressure and the gravitational force, it is necessary that the temperature remains constant. And for the temperature to remain constant, energy must be generated inside the star. This generation of energy occurs because of burning of fuel at the center of the star. The reason for the evolution of stars is the burning of, and therefore the decrease in the amount of fuel in their center. When the fuel in the center finishes, the energy generation stops. As a result, the temperature of the star starts decreasing. Due to the decrease in temperature, the gas pressure decreases, and the balance between the gas pressure and the gravitational force cannot be maintained. As the gravitational force is now higher than the gas pressure, the star starts contracting. This causes another fuel to start burning. That is, when hydrogen at the center is finished, helium starts undergoing fusion and energy generation starts again. How many fuels will be used depends on the mass of the star. Higher the mass of the star, higher is the number of fuels used. During these, a lot of changes occur in the star. As a number of pressure occurs inside the star, it sometimes contracts and expands at other times, and the star goes through different stages. When all possible fuels are exhausted, the energy generation finally stops and the temperature of the star starts decreasing. The balance between gravitational force and the gas pressure cannot be maintained. End stages of star. There are three ways of evolution of stars depending on their initial mass. First one, end stages of stars having initial mass less than 8 times the mass of the sun. Stars in this group undergo huge expansion and their radius increases by a factor of 100 to 200. In this stage, they are called red giant stars. This name is given because of the large size and because of the fact that the stars look reddish due to their lower temperature. The end of its evolution, these stars explode and their outer gas envelope is thrown out. The inner part contracts and its size becomes similar to the size of the earth. As the mass of the star is much higher than that of the earth and the size is similar to that of the earth, the density in the star becomes very high. In this state, the pressure due to the electrons in the star becomes independent of temperature and is able to balance the gravitational force forever. In this state, the star looks white and due to its small size, it is called a white dwarf. After this, its temperature keeps decreasing but its size and mass remain unchanged forever. And so white dwarf is the end stage of stars in this mass range. Second, end stages of stars having mass between 8 and 25 times the mass of the sun. These stars also go through the red giant stage and later through the super giant stage, during which their size may increase 1000 times. The huge explosion called the supernova explosion, which occurs at last, is very powerful and so much energy is given of that we can see the star during the day also. Okay. The central portion, which is the left behind after the explosion, contracts and its size becomes as small as about 10 km. In this state, the stars are completely made up of neutrons and are called neutron stars. The pressure of these neutrons is independent of temperature and is capable of balancing the gravitational force forever. Neutron star is the end stage of this star. Do you know? As the size of the white dwarfs is similar to that of the earth, their density is very large. One spoonful material of the white dwarf will weigh a few tons. As neutron stars are much smaller than the white dwarfs, their density is even higher, and one spoonful material of these stars will weigh as much as the weight of the all living beings on the earth. And a star in our galaxy exploded about 7500 years back. As the star is about 6500 light years away from us, the light emitted in the explosion took 6500 years to reach us. It was first seen on the earth by the Chinese in the year 1054. It was so bright that it could be seen during the day also for 2 years. After 1000 years of the explosion, the gases emitted during the explosion are seen to be expanding with velocities higher than 1000 km per second. Third one, end stages of stars having mass larger than 25 times the mass of the sun. These stars evolve like the stars in the second group, but after the supernova explosion. No pressure is capable of balancing their huge gravitational force, and they continue contracting forever. As their size becomes smaller, their density and their gravitational force increase tremendously. All nearby objects get attracted towards these stars and nothing can come out of them, not even light. Also, any light falling on these stars does not get reflected and gets absorbed inside the star. Thus, we cannot see the star at all but can probably see a minute black hole at its place. This end stage of the star is therefore called a black hole. It is the minute black hole. Thus, we have seen that depending on mass, there are three parts of the evolution and three end stages of the star.